Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jaison Mathew. Today we are going to talk about how to do a software upgrade on C9800 or the Catalyst 9800 CL version. So in CL version or any other version, the procedure will be same, and we can do this upgrade from GUI, and we can also do the code software upgrade from CLI. So let's see how we can do the code upgrade on the GUI of 9800 CL first. So for code upgrade, we have to go to administration. Under administration, we have software upgrade here. So this is the software upgrade page, and you can actually do the upgrade from here. And when you do upgrade, you have an option to directly upload the file through HTTP. So for that, we can directly take this HTTPS. So this file system means where you are going to store this file when you are doing the installation, right? So it will be boot flash. Then source file path, we have to select the source file from your desktop. So let me select that first. So I selected my version. The upgrading version is 16.12 and my existing WLC version is 16.11.1c. So 1c, 11.1c is getting upgraded into 12.1. Now you can click on download and install. So this is the warning message. While doing the upgrade, it may get session timeout and you have to actually relogin into the system. But we have to make sure one thing, that when this file transfer is happening from your PC to your WLC, that time you should not close this window, because this is using an HTTP session, and that HTTPS session is going through your browser connection. So you should not close this window. In that case, it will get terminated. When you click on this yes button, it is going to start the downloading. Downloading means from your PC, this file will get downloaded into your boot flash. So I'm going to click on yes. So when I click on yes, you can see the progress here. The percentage wise, you can see the progress here. Then once this one is completed, you can see the installation is happening on the right hand side. But I want to show you one more thing, that this can be done in a different way. Like you can actually have this file stored anywhere in your, like it can be a USB flash. It can be in your system. So I'll show you one more option that you can do. So I'm going to go out of this particular page, and you can see this download is getting terminated. This software file is around 800 and more than 800 MB. So this transfer is also going to take. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go out of this page, and you can see this file transfer got failed, and nothing is happening in the background. So I'm going to click on troubleshooting. So that means I actually came out of that session or that page. And when I go to a software upgrade again, and you can see that nothing is happening, because whatever session you opened, that session is closed for that particular page, and your file transfer itself is got stopped. So that's why I'm saying we should not get out of this one. So it's applicable on any kind of transfer, even in AirOS, the behavior is same. So we seen how to use this desktop or HTTPS, and we have multiple other options. So let me show you the other option what we can do. What you can do is, in administration, you have a file manager option. So I covered this one in one of the previous video. You can go to file manager, and you can see the boot flash. So when you come here, you will be able to see one file here, because we did start that downloading from the GUI, but we didn't completed it. So when you check the properties, you can see that this size is 292. So in between, you actually stop the transfer by changing the page. So that's why you are saying 292 MB. So that's the reason. Be careful when you are doing it, because you are not going to get the full file if you change the GUI or that page. Now what we can do is, even here you can see software upgrade option is actually downloading that file. Then the installation is getting started. So instead of that, you can also directly go to file manager, and right now we have this half downloaded file. I'm going to delete this. So I'm going to delete this. Then I'm going to upload one more file here. We can click on this upload and select the file. Now we can see this is the file I have to download, and this is the file name for 16.12. Then you can see the size of 811 here. 811 MB. So this file has to be transferred to your system. So I'm going to select this file and click on open. And you can see this particular download is happening in the background. And you can see the progress here. Uploading is happening. And once it's completed, we will be able to see that file here in this page. So let's wait for this upgrade. Once this upgrade is done, we'll come back. Now, as you can see here, we have this file available on our boot flash. One more thing, what we can do is in the home button, you are able to see this boot flash, right? The same way you will be able to see the USB drive if it's available with the code. Then you will be able to use that as a file to do the installation. Now let's go back to the software upgrade page. I'm coming here, then I'm going to select. Instead of HTTPS, I'm going to select device. So device means its own device. So here you are having only boot flash. So if you have a USB, you will be able to select that. So boot flash is selected as file system. Then I'm going to click on browse and you will be able to see this particular bin file here. So this is the file I uploaded through that file upload mechanism in file manager. So you'll be able to see this file now. Then I'll select this, then I can click on download and install. Then same the warning message is coming, this reboot session or something. Now you can see there is no download is happening because it's already downloaded. In the previous session, if this download was happening, then after that this installation was happening. So you can see this installation package is doing the work in the background, and you can actually see the progresses here. So I'm going to wait for this to complete, then we will come back once this one is done. Now the installation is completed, and you can see this particular button is got activated. Till now it was grayed out because this installation was happening in the background. So before we go for a reboot or any other steps, let's go and see the logs of this one. So you have a show log button here, so you can click on it. So I'll just go through this one. You can see what are the things happen in the background. From boot flash, this installation happened, and the starting image added. I'm just going through this so that you'll be able to see these logs when you are doing that, right? So just to show you that what are the logs I have it, I'm showing it here. Okay, so now let's see the same code upgrade on CLI side. So this is the CLI of our WLC, and I thought of showing the same procedure in the CLI, but will not be able to do that because the same code is same software version is getting upgraded, right? So I don't want to do one more upgrade or something, but I will just show you what is going to happen if you try to do that download. So as you know, this particular file is already downloaded from the GUI. So we can see that here. Let me put the DAR, and you can see this particular guy is available here, right? So this is the file that we downloaded through GUI, and this is the file you have in the DAR. And once you got this file, you can use that because we already have it. If you want to add a file, you know the command. It will be like copy TFTP, then boot flash. So you can do this and you can give the host name and file name. So this is the standard procedure that you use in iOS or iOS XE. So this is something we can do. If you don't want to use the GUI, you can also do that same thing from CLI side. So for the installation, this is the command you have to type. So command is like install, add, file, then the file location, then activate and commit. So activate and commit is something in iOS XE. If you are installing something, you can decide if you want to activate it now and commit it now, or you don't want to do that. So you have an option. This is an iOS XE method of doing the installation. And as I mentioned in the GUI installation part, you can use this one. This location can be changed to your USB or some other location, and you'll be able to give the path for that. Based on that, it will take an action. It can be a TFTP also. Then click on paste. This is secure CRT kind of thing. But anyway, this particular download or installation will fail because it will not find any difference between the images that we did through the GUI. So it will fail showing that error because the existing one, the upgraded code, and this one is same. So we will wait for that error message to come. Otherwise, it will continue and install it. If it's a new file, then it will go and install right away. But in our case, I just finished the upgrade on GUI, so this is not going to happen on the CLI side. So just to show you that this is the command and this is how you do the installation, I'm doing it. So I'll just wait for this to finish or fail in the background, but we will continue from there. So you can see that this particular one is basically got failed. So the error message reason is the error message is this one, same image file, no change. So this particular failure is not actually a failure because we already did the upgrade through GUI. If you have an HA pair, that is basically the SSO pair, that will be also taken care by this upgrade. So we don't have to worry about that. So this is how we will do it. Now I'm going to reload this one. So we can use reload command here. Then it will reboot the platform. We will go back to GUI and we will see the reboot on the GUI side. So as you can see, if you come back to software upgrade page, it will be still showing that configuration, save configuration and reload. Or you can go back to administration, then you can go to backup and restore. This is the place for reload, right? I shown this one in the previous videos. So here you can actually click on save configuration and reload, or you can from the software the upgrade page itself, I can do the reload. So I'm going to click on the save configuration and reload, and this connectivity will be lost. So I'll just do that. So you can see this reboot is in progress. Then the same time, let's go back to the console of that VM. And that reboot is happening here. So we'll do fast forwarding. Fast forwarding again. This reboot is happening. Once this reboot is completed, we will come back. So that reboot is completed. Now let's go and verify on the GUI. So our session got disconnected and we got the login page again. So I'm going to log in. After login, you will be able to see this version got changed, right? So 16.12 is the current version and this upgrade is completed successfully. So this is how you do the upgrade on software upgrade on 9800. Hope this video helps you to do the software upgrade on 9800 series WLC. Thank you for watching.